Hello, my name is Jan Smith. I'm with Citizens for Family Preservation, and this is a training video for grandparents and other extended family Part 1. You may be considering calling Child Protective Services on an adult child who has children with whom you are concerned for. I highly recommend against this, unless it's just absolutely necessary. There are several reasons why you should try to work out problems within the family instead of referring out to the state. The first one is the state's priority is to remove the children, put them in foster care, and if at all possible, adopt them out. Now on a paper, it may say something different. It may show that the state is supposed to be prioritizing by putting them into extended family care. However, as case after case after case has gone across my desk, I am discovering that they're not in fact doing that. If you begin to really look at the statistics in your state, you will begin to see that grandparents and extended family are really not being placed at the extent that they're supposed to be. They're being screened out, one right after another. Now, if you look at the statistics in your state, you also need to understand that they're probably not accurate. Those statistics often have been shaved down to a level where it makes the state looks pretty good in terms of placing with extended family. But if you get the actual number of removed children per year and then look at the number of children who are being placed with extended family, you're going to discover that a small percentage, less than 5% really, are actually being placed with relatives. So it's critical to begin the process of healing within your own family and to come up with solutions before getting a hold of the state. Now, there are going to be situations where there's no other alternative. Perhaps an adult child is on some type of drug, the behavior is out of control, and they're not able at that point in time to listen to any reason. So you feel that you have no other alternative but to get a third party involved. If that's the case, that there are several things that you need to do prior to making that phone call. The first one is to look at foster parent training. If you're a foster parent and you've gone through the training and you've gone through the background checks, oftentimes this will assist you in getting custody of your grandchildren. The second thing, and probably more important than getting foster care training, is to actually go to the adult children, talk to them about informal placement. This will take the state completely out of it. You can have the children for a period of time until the adult children make some different decisions and can then take the children back. This, however, oftentimes doesn't include any financial incentives. Adult children may not be able to provide any type of food, clothing, or any kind of contribution. So if that's the case and you need that, that is a consideration. Foster care will enable you to have the children and also get some kind of financial reward for doing so. The other thing you need to take into consideration is that some new laws have passed, and now if you have a child or children for 6 months or more, you can apply for the guardianship, and that is kind of looked at the same way as adoption. And once you apply for guardianship, that would also give you federal financial incentives as well. So those are the kinds of things that you might want to take into consideration prior to calling Child Protective Services, is lining yourself up for this. Also know that if you have a history of poor parenting, legal history, drug and alcohol problems yourself, if the state finds out about any of these issues, they will use it against you in a court of law. But if you're past this, if Child Protective Services is already involved, know that for children under 3, that the likelihood of them getting removed and placed in foster care and adopted out are extremely high. One of the things that they do to accomplish that is they will drag their feet on placing with you. For children 3 and under, you need to understand that you need to get those children out of foster care within 3 months. They're not going to tell you this, but if you allow them to keep the children in foster care longer than that, they will state that those children are now bonded to foster care and they will not be placed with you because they have bonded with the new parents. This is common, and it's happening all across the United States. This is not something that people are told. Child Protective Services certainly isn't going to tell you. So if at all possible, and you're dealing with children 3 years old and under, you want to get those children within the first 3 months. So how do you do that? Well, I'm not an attorney, so I can't provide legal advice, but I would advise you to look up the definitions of petition, motion, stay, and affidavit. That's petition, motion, stay, and affidavit. Understand completely what those terms mean and how you might be able to use them in a court of law. Now, in the event that you find that you're not able to afford an attorney, because what's common is anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 is being spent by extended family in order to be able to get custody of their grandchildren. This is one of the atrocities, and they will find reasons to drag a court hearing out forever until they bankrupt you, because technically through our tax dollars they have unlimited funds, and you may find yourself in a court of law with just one attorney or by yourself, where they may have 3 or 4 on the other side. So in this particular video, you need to understand that you're dealing with a time limit. Next, if you are a grandparent and that child has been in foster placement 6 months or longer, then you need to watch video number 2. Thank you.